The night blocks all sight. Won't somebody help me? Hello, welcome back everybody. My name is Kavalech and let's grab ourselves a deadly chat. Yes, indeed, welcome back once again to In-Depth Bloodborne. We are going to be doing little side stuff. We're going to be jumping into some challenge dungeons today. And we don't have enough to get these yet because we have to go into the lower Thumaru dungeon. So off we pop in there, shall we? So yes, welcome back once again. Lots and lots of fun to be had today. We're jumping into the challenge dungeons because we've got some stuff to talk about. One, from the last episode, and two, as I said, I do want to try and sprinkle them in so we don't have too many in one go, and also because we're getting close to the end. I mean, we have the village, the village, the fishing hamlet. Excuse me, hiccup. The fishing hamlet, and then Cos, or some say Cosm, rather the orphan of Cos, or some say Cosm, and then we have a side area already. No, and then we have the final part of the Nightmare of Mensis, which is quite short as well. So realistically, all that we have in the main story left is quite short. And dungeon-wise, we don't have a huge... I mean, we do have a little bit left, but we don't have a huge amount left for what we want to do. As I said, there is actually technically stuff we don't need to do in the dungeons. I haven't upgraded anything, done anything, by the way. We're still at +8 and +9, and we're still level 86. So, I say still level. Did I put a point into something? If I did, it was only 1 point. But yeah, we're still looking good. We are rocking Lady Maria's set today. I thought we'd use it here because, if we're going to be completely honest, Lady Maria's set is not actually very good. Hold on, just stick this on. It looks great, but as you can see, stat-wise, it's decent. It's middle of the road, you know. I know. A lot of people are screaming at me, saying, "Oh, but a lot of your problems come from you not using runes properly and all that type of thing." And yeah, pretty much. But as well as that, as I keep saying, most of this series is to give you an in-depth look, give you a broad spectrum of a lot of the different weapons and abilities and lore and all this type of shit. And then you can look at it and say, right, this is what I'm going to do. Like, we could be an unstoppable machine right now. But I also want to be somewhat entertaining. So me dying and having a little bit of a flip out adds to that. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just copium because I'm awful at video games. As fucking Sacred Beast would say in my comments, skill issue. Let's be completely honest. There's a lot of random blood vials around here. Oh yay, you're here. Hello. Well, we haven't seen one of you in a while, and we know how to deal with you, so remember, hit them a few times, get them to do that, and then just BAM! And you're dead. Fuck you. But yes, the end of the last episode, we had some big reveals. So we'll start with the obvious one. The doll in the dream is based off of Maria. So obviously we know through kind of the timelines and connections and stuff like that, that clearly Gehrman either trained or was very close to, anyway, you know, that kind of generation of hunters. Maria and stuff like that, and is somewhat tied into what's happened there. And we say trained, he definitely worked alongside them because, well, the Hunter's Nightmare is showing us, obviously we haven't gotten to the end yet, so we don't know what they did, but it shows us that, you know, they were all in cahoots in some type of horrendous thing that has caused them all to, you know, seek, what's the word, solace in a nightmare. Not solace, no, because fucking hell, it's fucked. But they're basically all trapped within that nightmare. All of the main hunters are, if you think about it, all of the main hunters are trapped within the nightmare. Not the hunter's dream, the nightmare. Oh, hello, look at you with your big sword that you just fucking showed to me and fucking nearly killed me with. Okay, that's me dead. Fucking hell. I forgot that he very much holds those attacks for far too fucking long. But he's not too bad. We can kill him pretty easily. We can kill him pretty handily. Yeah. God, I hate that fucking enemy. I hate dying to fucking stupid shit. Yeah, so they're all kind of conjoined within whatever happened in the fishing hamlet, which, you know, I know people who have played before and know what's happening, but if you're playing along with me and you know, we won't spoil anything just yet, in case you are, because there are some people who are playing along with me. I'm sure they're probably screaming at their screen right now, going, "No, he's in the fucking Chalice Dungeons again, for fuck's sake!" Wah wah. Oh fuck. Wah wah indeed. Oh. But yeah, so there's that connection there. So we obviously had a fondness for Maria, most likely romantic, let's be completely honest, but maybe not. But let's be honest, it probably was, especially the way he talks about the doll a lot of the times. And so he fashioned a doll after her, maybe out of sadness because of everything that went down, and Maria obviously staying in the nightmare, while German... excellent, we need lots of those. We need more of those, so that's good. That is precisely what we're looking for, which will good for us, so that we can get into the Loran Ailing Chalice. Yeah, which leads us to German himself. So I did it again. This time I got it. Haha, fuck you. Bastard. It leads us to him and that dialogue, which some people don't think is a bombshell. I personally see it as a huge fucking bombshell dialogue, because it's very hidden. Oh, we don't want level 3, we want level 4, you fucking numpty. Because it really shows us what's going on, or at least what is supposedly going on. So we know that the nightmares and the dreams, as I said, nightmares and dreams tend to be used interchangeably within this world. So we know that the hunters are sustained by the nightmares and the dreams. If you are being sustained by the dreams and the nightmares or whatever, you will continuously revive. I suppose that's how the game works for us, and it appears to work for most other people, because obviously we are told that if you no longer dream, then you no longer have the ability to wake back up again. So German seems to be not in control of the dream, but he definitely seems to be like a caretaker, and seems to be somewhat guiding people through the dream, and also making sure that they do whatever contract they need to do and get the fuck out of there. And, you know, I fucking knew that was going to happen. I swear to God. I swear to God. He very much seems to act as somewhat kind of... I knew I could hear somebody. Overseer, I suppose you could say, more than anything. But what does that mean for him? Because you would think, oh well, he's in charge of it, so he's, you know, most people, especially if they kind of just play through the game, they see him as this evil kind of entity that's in charge of everything, and then you fight him, and no, he's actually not, to be honest. He's more of a much more of a tragic figure, because he seems to be holding down the fort while people like Lawrence, Master Willem, obviously Maria, now he doesn't mention her name. We finally got ourselves a hidden wall. Oh, we'll have a look there in a moment. This Chalice Dungeon, by the way, just coincidentally, on a side note, has a lot of hidden walls, and I will actually show you, hopefully on the next one. I forgot to show you there, but I'll hopefully show you on the next one how to kind of easily spot a hidden wall. But there's a hidden wall anyway. Yeah, so he didn't mention her name, but assumedly, especially since he made a doll fashioned after her, he is indeed hoping that she will help in some way. But what exactly is he waiting for? What is he hoping they're going to do? Well, obviously, they're all looking for a way to transcend, to evolve, to in Master Willem's case, get eyes on the inside. In Lawrence's case, figure out the beast bloods, things like that. But what does that mean for Lawrence? This is the wrong room. I'm looking for the ladder, but there's no ladder in here. It's in this room. What does that mean for Lawrence? Not for Lawrence, for Gurman. Every time I say his name as well, I'm saying it differently and I'm saying it wrong. Again, I apologize if I sound a little incoherent today. I've said this last couple of episodes. I did have a thing on my mouth. I'm still not quite right with it. I can't explain it. It feels like my mouth is 20 times bigger than it is. And you know me, I have a big fucking mouth as it is. But also, I feel like I'm saying words strangely and have a lisp. But I don't, but it's just a mental thing. But anyway, Gurman, he obviously believes that one of them is going to help end the nightmare and end the horrible dreams and end this cycle of perpetual hunting and torment and beasthood and horrible monsters and the fuck noise was that? And all that type of thing. So in a way, he's hoping that any of these hunters that kind of come through are going to be the one that help figures out. He doesn't know what's happened to anybody. And that's the thing, he doesn't know. And a lot of people go, oh, of course he knows. He does not know because he, as he said, where are you? Anybody, please come and help me, unshackle me from this. So he's trapped in the hunter's dream, by the way, 100%. He's not, he ain't going nowhere. He is trapped in the hunter's dream. And I suppose, in a way, he is trying to help people, and we'll see that when we get to the endings, but minor spoilers, I suppose, for the endings. But in one of the endings you can choose, he gives you release, and a lot of people see that as a bad ending. It's technically not. I mean, he technically allows you to leave the dream and go on and have a normal, quote-unquote, life. Or so we think. It obviously is ambiguous, but most likely that's the case. He allows you to do that, and that's not because he. Oh fuck! Oh great, bell lady somewhere. All right. We're seeing the damage, by the way, of the enemies here now, and how this armor set is probably not the best. I might end up having to change it a bit, but let's keep it for now and get rid of this bell lady first of all. Where are they coming from? Probably in here, yeah. Thought so. They usually do. Hello. Oh, shit. Dead. Thank you. So, Gurman realistically is... I hesitate to say because I know somebody's going to go, no. But in my mind, he is a tragic figure, and he's... Anything he does, I mean, he gives us advice. He tells us where to go and what to do. He tells us how to get stronger. And then in the end, if we so choose, he's the one to say, he's the one to say, right, let me bring you back to the waking world. He obviously doesn't believe, even till the very end. That's the other side of that door, by the way. So we'll open that now when we go to leave, when we pull this lever. He obviously doesn't believe because all of his friends and everything are gone. Assumedly, he probably finds out that they all die, usually by our hand. So he most likely just thinks, oh, none of this is working. We're not going to get a happy ending here, and I'll just have to stay here perpetually forevermore. Fucking hell. And so when we say, no, we don't want to reawaken in the waking world, we want to stay here, or we want to, face the moon presence or whatever. Whatchamacallit? He stands up and says, right, the other ending, which is tonight Gurman joins the hunt. And we have that whole altercation. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I get everything here, just so we don't have to spend too long in the dungeons either. Yeah, so we have that whole altercation with him. And I don't think there's any malice there. I think he does it because he truly thinks that we've gone over the edge and that killing us will wake us up from the dream. So in his mind, he's like, I'm going to kill you, wake you up from the dream. You can just move on from this, leave us all here. He's given up hope, basically. He doesn't go mad, if you think about it. He doesn't succumb to Beasthood. If he did, there would be a section of the fight where he finally fucking turns into a beast, and you got to fight a ripped out, fucking crazy, cracked up fucking Gehrman, and that would be insane. But that's not the fight we get. We get just a hunter fight. Obviously, this is all. Oh, lovely. Obviously, this is all fucking hell spoilers for the final fight, but we're kind of at that stage story-wise where it's a bit difficult to not really talk too much about what is happening story-wise. Heal. Ow. Let's get rid of you first, I think. In fact, I might even have to switch over to the... Although we're not doing too bad damage-wise. Oh, come on. Heal. There we go. Once we start getting these, we'll be fine. Oh, actually, I say that. Oh, never mind. I was going to say I say that, but you're actually not taking a lot of damage. But then you took all of the damage in the land. So, never mind. Oh. Yeah, so obviously some of the nuance will come, and I'm sure I've probably just opened up a million more questions than I've answered. And some of that nuance will have to wait until we get some more answers as to what happened in the fishing hamlet and, you know, what happened in the main game type of thing as well. Obviously the fishing hamlet does answer a fair amount, but oh, come on, just die. Ooh, I missed. That is something about the church pick, is that sometimes it's easy to miss. A corner. A corner! Luckily enough, not really a hard boss, to be honest, so you can just kick the shit out of them. Which, by the way, I should show this moveset as well, because it is... it's pretty good. So yeah, but that to me is why I think that dialogue is one of the best and one of the big oh fuck moments, because it really shows us, you know, we're a little bit kind of unsure about Gehrman up until that point. We don't really know whether he's good, bad, or indifferent, and it's such a shame that it's such a hidden dialogue, because it really shows, hey, maybe he's not such a bad guy after all, you know. And it obviously really shows that he's trapped just as much as we are. Well, we aren't trapped, but you know what I mean. He's a part of the nightmare and slash dream as much as we are, but he is definitely shackled. Pause for a cough. Yeah, excuse me, as I said, a little pause for a little cough there. But yeah, so it's the story gets a lot more kind of nuance, and obviously the overhanging threads we have at the moment, I think, is this? No, there's vines on this one. So see the way there's vines on the wall. If we find one that doesn't have any vines at all, that'll be our hidden wall. You'll see. For instance, this one also has vines, so it's not a hidden wall. Yeah, like I said, we're so close to getting. I suppose it's funny. It's quite funny. We're quite close to the Eldritch Truth, which is funny because in the game we are also quite close to the Eldritch Truth. But did that call everybody? No, we didn't quite get it off. Thank fuck. But yeah, once we kind of get those last little bits, but just keep in mind what he said and what kind of way he felt. It's a powerful little hidden. I fucking swear to God, I'm gonna die. I somehow didn't die. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I didn't die. I fucking hate those enemies. More than the other enemies. I fucking hate them. I don't think... fuck. I'm gonna die to her. I don't think I like you. In fact, I know I don't like you. Flame is still good against them, though. Nice. I definitely have a thing on, don't I? Yeah, I do have a thing to get more items, but we're just not getting good drops, unfortunately. I hear you up there, you know. But yeah, and then obviously the other big reveal, at least in my mind, is the doll and her dialogue about, I feel as if a weight was lifted off me. So even though the doll is something that German has made in the real world, because obviously remember as well, we do find it in the real world. So it's something that he made in the real world, most likely to remind him of Maria because he cared for her. But it obviously, through whatever weird, wibbly-wobbly, nightmare-y shit is going on in this game, it gained sentience, probably through insight or whatever, and took on a kind of personality and a life of its own. But it was still somewhat, the emotions and everything, I'd say, that German kind of poured into it, and the fact that it most likely used similar clothing, obviously it doesn't look quite the same, but similar enough clothing to Maria. It kind of gained her, I guess, maybe not spirit, but definitely took on a bit of its own kind of life there. And no, this is going to make a liar of me, because I think there could be one in here. No, maybe not. Usually there's a reason for these rooms, and there's nothing here. So that was going to be an indicator of me that there was a hidden wall, but maybe not. Maybe there's just fucking nothing in here. But yeah, so it's one of those things, they very much leave it up to your imagination, and that's okay. But there is clearly some type of a link, a metaphysical link, if you will, with the doll and Maria. And so when you kill Maria, that is severed, and the doll feels lighter, but also feels grateful. So clearly, Maria, through the guilt and the sadness that she felt because of what happened in the thingy, in the fishing hamlet, she was obviously, in a way, somewhat looking for an escape, looking for somebody to come along and take her out. But she was also obviously protecting the hidden secret behind her. Numbing mist. Oh. It's a tough one with Maria, because I do feel that she was very much just protecting the corpse, and well, we'll see the corpse, but she was protecting the secret, if you will. Why have you got a fucking flaming hot poker? Oh, there we go, got it. And of course I didn't get the fucking riposte, because I never fucking do. I'm on a staircase though, so it's not really helpful. And dead. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Nice. That's another thing I need to do, actually. I really need to buy some Bolt Hunter's marks. So, yeah, I do think that, but I do think there was that part of Maria as well that was looking for sweet release, as they say. Like, she was looking for a way out. And was probably happy to be defeated by us, because I think she maybe sensed that we were the ones that were going to, you know, we were the ones that were going to make things right, as it were, or, you know, certainly unearth the truths that needed to be unearthed. Even though she says a corpse should be very much left alone, I do think she felt it was time to have things laid bare. And again, with the number fucking 3s, we don't need number 3s, we need number 4s. Oh. I don't want to have to repeat any dungeons. Don't need which will be 3s. So this one looks pretty clean. There is a bit of a vine on it, but as you can tell, yeah. Once the wall looks clean, and when I say clean, I mean if you take a look at like this one, the vine goes across the front of it, and it looks old and decrepit, whereas this one has a lot cleaner of a look. I believe it also blows wind, but I usually find them just by seeing which wall looks clean like that. Oh shit, there's 3 of these. Which is doing more damage. 5-2 plus 2-10. Yeah. This is. Fuck, there's 4 of them. Well, we've got 3 of the 4. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. In fact, I'm very happy with that. Look at me go. Look at me go. I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter, I suppose. So yeah, as I said, you can interpret a lot of this stage of the lore is very much kind of up for interpretation. Do I like that? I kind of like more when they give us proper, full, concrete evidence of things. I mean, it's, excuse me, one of the reasons why I love Dark Souls 1 so much, because yes, they leave things ambiguous. I'm just going to see if I can reload that little guy. You know, it does leave things ambiguous in Dark Souls 1, but a lot of the things that you really kind of want to know, it will tell you, you know. And even if it doesn't tell you in no uncertain terms, it definitely gives you a bit more to go on, where I feel some of Bloodborne's lore is left very ambiguous, and that could be the point, but then, you know, I don't know. It's tough to kind of, it's tough to reconcile, because there is some stuff there that you kind of go, would I like a little bit more detail there? You know, perhaps I would. Perhaps I would indeed. But what they give us is good enough. I do think Bloodborne, for as much as I absolutely fucking adore it, and you can tell that from this series, but I do think it is the game that a lot of people tend to point at when they say, oh, you know, FromSoft doesn't really like telling a story properly, and I'm like, I disagree, but I also can't fully disagree, because I get it. I get it. It is very much left so fucking fiddly ambiguous. We have no healing whatsoever, so we shouldn't even go near the boss. There's no point in that. We'll literally just walk into death, and that's not a good idea. So let's go back. We can also buy some Bolt Hunter's marks, because I really need to do that. Yeah. Now, I do think it tells a very concrete story, but as I've also said, I do think a lot of people that play this game, like, if I ask 20 people who's the main baddie in Bloodborne, some of them are going to say Gehrman, some of them are going to say the Moon Presence, and I think the Moon Presence is technically a baddie, but in my opinion, the Moon Presence is uncaring. The Moon Presence just wants a baby. It just wants, you know, something. It wants an heir, I suppose, or it wants something. It also wants to ingest us, and you can see that's another ending. Well, no, it doesn't ingest us, actually. It doesn't kill us. It actually makes us the new host. So it just craves a host, and is happy to have us as it if it needs, you know, a host of the nightmare, if you will, or the dream. But I think it discusses a lot in the item descriptions of things in this game, and also we had the doll talk about it. Do gods actually care? And while the great ones, some people say, are they gods, are they not? You know, if we take it that they are, that is obviously a big storyline. And do the gods care? Well, I don't think the Moon Presence actually gives a shit. I don't think he's actually an antagonist, because he wouldn't have came down if we hadn't fucked around. Also, these enemies are horrendous. If he hadn't fucked around, and he definitely wouldn't have came down if it wasn't for the Mensis school of Mensis. So to me, the actual enemies, quote unquote, or antagonists of Bloodborne, if you will, is the School of Mensis, is Mikolash and the School of Mensis. Yes, the game continues after that whole story, but it doesn't really continue that much longer. Like once we sort that out, we kind of get going. Now we can discuss further what else is the story of Bloodborne, because there is more to it than that. It very much looks at the folly of man and how we're doomed to repeat history and make the same fucking mistakes again and again because, well, as we are standing in the Chalice dungeons, yes, all of this has... Ooh, that's a good move, actually. I didn't realize. So the sprinting R2, if you sprint an R2, it's quite a quick stab, and it does a good amount of fucking damage. Just so you know. Thought you ought to know. But yeah, so basically, not the actual just straight up events of the game, but certainly similar events to the game have happened before, and that's what we are in right now. We are in the precursor, if you will. And we're going to see one of the cycles, because we're going to see what happened when people fucked around with an eldritch being before. And actually it crosses over into the main game because, well, you know, if you know, you know, but there is a character that is the whole reason we're doing this entire fucking Chalice dungeon bit. She appears in the main game. And most people look at her and go, what was that about? That was very random. But she is indeed, she's the quote-unquote guardian to the platinum, really, because, you know, she got a trophy associated with her and everything. I missed. Armor! You know, so, yeah. But that will involve getting through this entire fucking section and this whole thing. I was hoping that I could say, oh, you know, we were getting through entire fucking dungeons in less than a video, but I did underestimate just how long some of these challenge dungeons get. Some of them aren't as long, but some of them are indeed bastard long. But it's a nice little kind of chill as well, and it'll allow us to kind of ruminate on a couple of questions, and also once we get past this one, once we get into the next dungeon, we'll also have some more kind of interesting lore to talk about, because, well, hey, now this is really important, the workshop haze extractor. Why is this important? Well, let's have a read of it, shall we? Workshops. A misplaced workshop tool from the Hunter's Dream. Hunter who retrieves this can extract haze from ritual materials, but alas, spent materials are lost. That sounds really mundane and really boring, but we are going to need it for one of the last dungeons that we do, and or we might not. Sometimes you can get enough, but it's best to kind of have that to be ready for if we need it. Excusez-moi s'il vous plaît. But please don't shoot me. Is that a one-hit kill? That was a one-hit kill. Okay. Oh, I'm fucking so stupid. That was a one-hit kill because I was in the middle of moving, and I knew the fucking guy was there with a cat. Like, why? Why do I do these things to myself? I was in the middle of moving, and when you're in the middle of moving, you take more damage if you're not in iframes. Ooh. My. Me, mo. Me. Let's go get our fucking shit back. Is this the one that has 4 layers? It might be. It might be. One of them has 4 layers. It might very well be this one. And if that's the case, well then, oh. But, who knows? Now, I'm going to be silly here and I'm going to run. Don't do this. Don't do this. But just for the interest of time, space, and energy. Who has them? Who has them? Is it you? No. You don't have them. So who has them? Oh, fuck off. I hate when this happens. To be honest, we don't need them. We spent most of our money, but it's just annoying because I'm just like, who the fucking... Where the hell are my blood echoes? Ow. I didn't realize you could curve a fucking cannonball, you cheating bastard. You have them. No, you don't have them. Well then who the fuck has them? Because they're not there. Am I blind? I am pretty blind, but I don't believe they're there. Well then colour me very confused as to who the fuck has my blood echoes. Where they could be. Well. Because if it wasn't him, it would have been the dog. The dog didn't have them. You have them. Why have you got them? What a random guy to have them. Anyway. Blood echoes retrieved. So let's do it again and die again. No, let's not do that. Oh, I can hear it behind me. But yeah. So now I can move on finally. I mean, how many fucking... Let me check when I get to the top of this fucking ladder. Oh god, I nearly didn't get to the top of the fucking ladder. Now, 36 minutes into the episode, I can talk about one or two things that people have asked me, because I've still been getting questions and stuff like that, and some of them I can answer, some of them of course I'm unfortunately... actually, these ones by the way have little babies on them. It doesn't mean anything different, it just means when you kill them the little babies are gonna come out and run around the place. Why? I don't fucking know. Just because they can, that's why. This is that door that we saw the other side of. So that just leads back to the main dungeon. Hey, some more ritual blood 4s, that's good. 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 4 more of them, which is not good, but anyway, we'll open this just so we can say we opened all the doors, but that just leads back to we were in there before. We're also under the lamp, which is quite funny. Yeah, there's nothing I can't answer. Like, nobody's asked a question that I'm like, oh, I don't know how to answer that, or I don't know that lore, or whatever. But funnily enough, at least so far, anyway, nobody's asked anything like that. But no, the only things I can't answer is just questions that I'm like, I don't even know what you want me to answer to that. For instance, somebody asked me if I could live in this world, who would I marry? And I was like, I mean, I technically can answer it, but I don't really get why you're asking me something like that. Maybe I'm just a bit silly, who knows. The answer would definitely be the doll, though. Just saying. Yeah, the doll, definitely. But, yeah, so barring questions like that, which who knows, maybe I'll answer some of them as well, just because it's funny and I get to say silly things like, yeah, I'd marry the doll. But barring that, I did have a couple of questions, so let me kill this guy and then I'll get to having a look at some of them. This weapon is really fucking good. Oh yeah. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Bet you thought I missed. I didn't. And then... You can actually operate these yourself as well, by the way. Just in case. In case you wanted to. See that trap in there? Horrible bastards. I think that's an enemy I killed, but we'll wait until the very end and then we'll go back. We'll drop down and get it. But yeah, so the first question. Why does Jura the Hunter, and if you don't remember who Jura the Hunter is the hunter in Old Yharnam who will not kill, or doesn't want you to kill, rather, the beasts. Why doesn't he dream anymore? Oof. Why doesn't he dream anymore, and why doesn't he kill the beasts? Well, from what we can tell, there was a lot of superstition in the olden days. I mean, there still is, but there's a lot of superstition in the old days of the hunt. And there's a lot of kind of people thinking, oh, beasts are caused by this, that, whatever, or, you know, beast blood can crawl up your fucking left leg or right leg, one of your legs. You know, there's a lot of fucking really superstitious kind of shit going on. So people didn't know where the beasts were coming from or what they were, is what I'm saying here, which is fine. But then you realize that, you know, we know now that the beasts are humans, but back then they probably didn't. So what was happening was we had these people just going out, and they were probably really enjoying it, absolutely just decimating beasts and killing people left, right, and center and all this type of thing. And some of them obviously knew, because they would have known that people were transforming, and they would have known, oh, you know, John the neighbor was sick and now he's all of a sudden gone, but there was this beast here, and, you know, there was people who knew, but there was other people who probably were a little bit unaware. And maybe thought that there was absolutely no way you could transform back. Now, we haven't actually seen this yet, but there is actually a known case of somebody transforming back from being a beast. They're still a beast, don't get me wrong, and we know that, well, we don't know, but basically the person in the forest that we found that was eating the corpses and we sent to Yosefka's clinic is a beast. And they will kill everybody in the church if you let them. So even though they can revert back to being human, and they have a lot of human kind of capacity to them, like speech and everything, they very much still are beastly. But what has that got to do with Jura? Well, Jura obviously saw this and saw that there was somebody who could turn back to human, and also saw potentially that, oh fuck, I did it again, where I pressed the wrong fucking button. God damn it, I keep clicking in the left stick to jump, but that doesn't jump in this fucking game. God damn it, it's so annoying. Anyway, we can grab this now. Oh gee, it was a blood vial, I'm so happy. So Jura obviously saw this, realizing as well that beasts were human, and realizing that potentially he was being lied to by the church and by the hunters at the time and everything, being told, oh, just go out and kill a few. Because if you remember, we're very much told at the beginning of the game, oh, just go out and kill a few beasts, don't worry about it, type of thing, you know. So perhaps he realized this and said, hold on, we're just going around massacring people. These are people. There's got to be another way. And especially after the massacre of Old Yharnam, where they burnt the whole place down, he obviously went, you know, this is too much. This is far too much. We are just destroying ourselves and our own people. All of that, and there wasn't even anything fucking here. Oh my god, I hate myself. Oh well. Anyway, let's jump down one more time then. Yeah. So he then devoted his life to saying, right, I'm going to shut off the doors to Old Yharnam, because the place is burnt down anyway. There's nothing here for anybody. Nobody needs anything from here. And on top of that, yes, here we go, boss time. And on top of that, then the beasts there are afraid of flames and don't really seem to attack until you go there and attack them. They don't really go out and attack other people. Ah, this guy. Okay, this is gonna be fucking fun. The undead giant is a fucking pain in the whole, boss, as you can see. As you can fucking see. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Because the problem with the undead giant boss is that he does a fucking ton of damage and has a fair amount of health, and then on top of that, then just, yeah, he's just pretty bad. He bears him every way. But do you know what? We'll stick some paper on our fucking weapon and we should be fine. We should be fine. It shouldn't be too hard. I have some fire paper here. Let's do a bit of that. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. So Jura obviously probably had a lot of friends there. It's probably where he came from, you know. And so he devoted his life to trying to make sure that nobody else would go and kill all of these beasts, in the hopes that he could save his friends. That was a lot of damage. We popped the thing on his back. much like every other boss in this game, he's got many different weak points that you can break and do. The problem being, the problem being is actually getting them and popping them and doing them, so yeah, be careful. Oh! Nice. Not quite enough damage, but... Oh, fuck you. He does so much fucking damage. Jesus Christ. And this isn't even the worst version of this fight, can I just say. We're in for it more with another version, but... Just get a couple of hits and get out of there. Or stay in there and get hit again, that's fine too. Ooh. Get out of there, and we'll re-fire paper actually. He's healing his wounds. It's actually good for us because he heals his wounds. And as you can see as well, if you get hit by something while you're moving, you're gonna take more damage and then die. Ah! Fucking hate this guy. In fact, I hate this guy so much. I might use my other weapon. I don't know if it'll be much better, but hopefully it will. While there are some fantastic bosses in this challenge dungeon, not this challenge dungeon specifically, but in the challenge dungeons in general, the undead giant is not one of them. He's not one of my favorites. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, he's not too bad. I'm not a big fan of the undead giant. I just think he just does too much damage for what he is. Like, he's just a big fucking dude, you know, with a fucking hook for an arm. And yet he's out here doing fucking scandalous amounts of fucking damage to us. You know? And potentially fucking one-shotting us if we don't fucking watch ourselves. Fuck me! And it's also the fact that a lot of his moves come with fucking sweeping fucking extra attacks or shit like that. I was hoping that was going to stagger him, I'm not going to lie, but it didn't. Fuck's sake! And every time I get hit by the fucking stupid things on his fucking... Potentially you're meant to go the other way, I don't fucking know, but... Fuck you! God damn it! Okay. Blunt damage is our main issue here, so maybe I need to stick something on with better blunt defense, but... Yeah. You can see how, like, we're doing good damage to him, and he actually hasn't got too much health. There are some ones in lower dungeons that are going to have more health. That isn't the issue. The issue is him doing ludicrous damage to us. What is our blunt life? I mean, it's at 40. Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's not the worst. Like, this armor is not really the worst. It's more just, he's a fucking pain in the nuts. This is not a good idea because the beast blood pellet means we're going to take more damage, but fuck it, when you're out, as I always say. Pop the thing in the back. No, see, don't use beast blood pellets. So right there is why beast blood pellets can be a detriment. Because as great as it is to use them, and they help you do extra damage if you're built for them, which obviously we're actually not really because we haven't got the beast rune on or anything. But as great as it is to have them, it very much can fuck you over by you. Whatchamacallit? Come on, brain, work. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. By you taking more damage, and when you take more damage like that, with a guy like this, it's just gonna one-shot you and you're gonna die. Now, the other thing is, fuck you, dude. The other thing is that if you notice, this is our third boss that we're fighting, and yet this is not the end of this dungeon. What is that about? Well, we'll see what that's about, but Come on. Oh, nice. Nice. Heal. We'll see what that's about, but yeah, this is the only one, I think, dungeon that we have to deal with that actually has 4 layers rather than just 3. Don't die now, please. Oh, come on. Every time that move. Every fucking time. That stupid fucking move. I hate it. Die. Get out of here. Fuck you. Oh. Every time. See how that time actually we ended up killing him pretty fucking swiftly. So it really is a gamble with him as to whether or not you'll struggle with him. What was that? 4 times, 5 times? Not too bad. Not the worst. Not the worst. And we could have stuck on some runes and used the Rider Palash again or something, you know. So, not too bad. We could also have this at plus 10 by now, the church pick. Depth 3. So, this is the lowest we've been. And this, I think, is the hardest dungeon. I think after this... Well, no, it's not the hardest dungeon. Ho, 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 ho. Let me preference that. It is not the hardest dungeon because we have the cursed dungeon to do. But in terms of... See the way it was so clear? That's how we knew. That's how we knew. In terms of straight up dungeons like this, I feel this is one of the hardest ones because, well, the undead giant is such a fucking pain in the ass. We'll see the cursed dungeon when we get to that one. I'm not particularly looking forward to it. Although, I mean, it's been a while. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we're getting very much to the point now where some of these bosses and stuff I've only fought like once or twice in my entire lifetime. I say once or twice, definitely twice. Right, we need 3 more of those. Ugh. But yeah, I've only fought a handful of times because I just don't do the chalice dungeons really. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these bosses go. This is your one and only clue as to what boss this might be. Yep, that's your clue. Another one of these garden areas. I do love the garden areas. Oh, I don't love them. But I do love the garden areas, though. I do love the garden. I don't like the people in the garden, but I do love the gardens. I do remember when I was younger, I very much took my time. Not took my time. I very much rushed through. By the way, sudden Madman Waller, if you want to summon somebody to be with you. Yeah, I very much rushed through these dungeons when I was younger. I don't even know if I actually fucking fought most things. I just ran and then bashed my head against the wall with the enemies, bosses, because, well, I wasn't prepared for them then because I hadn't fought all the enemies in the fucking dungeon. You know? Because there's a lot of enemies that you can get and a lot of things you can do. So you're best off taking your time and killing everything that you can. Ow. And then dying. So, yeah, that's what you should do. You should take your time and die, because that's the clever thing to do, realistically. Another issue we're facing is that I should probably have upgraded my gun more. You're not really using your gun, Cal. What are you talking about? No, because these enemies, if you remember from the main playthrough, the easiest way to deal with them is to shoot them in the goddamn head. But of course, our gun is not incredible, so I don't know if that's going to work out very well. We also don't have any thing left. So yeah, so move back a bit. I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. We killed him pretty fucking swiftly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty swift killing. So I'm happy with that. Fuck off. I'm stuck on a bush. Interesting that they obviously have more strength here or something, because as you can see, the enemies, even the ones that they summon, don't just instantly disappear, which is a bit shitty, but is what it is. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to make it to the end of this dungeon by the end of this episode, which is what it is. I kind of expected it, to be honest. Is it annoying? I guess. Oh, here's the thing we could do. Is it annoying? Yeah, I suppose. It is what it is? Yeah, as well. Because it very much is what it is. You're not dead! Oh, no you are. Don't let him fucking kill you again, pal. Goodbye. I love how I forgot how to kill these, by the way, because if you remember in the main playthrough when when we came here, not came here, but came into one of the dungeons early on, more ritual blood floor, nice. Also some arcane haze, which is handy enough. If you remember correctly, I died to one of these. Well, I tend to die to them anyway, but I died to one of these, and it was slightly embarrassing, but also it was stupid of me, because I was trying to fight him like this, which you can do, but I don't know why I did, because as you can see, shooting him in the fucking skull is a better idea. We'll clear these out once. You don't have to clear them out, to be honest, but we'll clear them out just to have said we've cleared them out. What the fuck is that? That is a big hellhound dog. These dogs are a little bit more fucky than the normal dogs, and yeah, that's why. Because we've seen this guy as a boss, except now he's here and he's fucking not fucking about. Let's get rid of the normal dogs. I'm gonna run out of time as well, so that's not good. But yeah, I've been Kavalech, you've been amazing. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments section down below. What do you think? Are you enjoying our little traversal into pure and utter fucking chaos? Pure and utter chaos. Fucking missed! No! Oh my god. Nice, that was good. That was really good. That was also good. That was also good. And you're gonna kill me now. No you're not. 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 Two. Some people say 1-2 shoot. Doesn't really do it for me, but definitely got us the kill anyway. But yeah, let me know. What do you think? Are we Vigi gaming, or are we having a fucking laugh? Probably a bit of both, to be completely honest. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a jolly good jolly. A jolly good jolly, you heard me. And yeah, we have not too many to do. And then, like I said, I'm not going to do all of them right now. So don't worry. That's not a thing. Oh, that was nasty. Well, I say don't worry. Like, you know, it's not that you have to worry. You can just skip episodes if you wanted. Don't do that, by the way. But yeah, so we will pick up tomorrow and we'll have some more fun. But for now, I've been Kavalech. Hope you grabbed yourself a deadly chat. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.